Hey guys, today in class we discussed Newton's first law, or the law of inertia. This law states that a body in motion stays in motion, moves in a straight line at a constant speed unless acted upon by outside force, and a body at rest will stay at rest unless acted upon by an outside force. We started out by watching several objects in the classroom. Some were at rest and others were in motion. We also discussed why we don't really see this law in our day-to-day life. The class finally decided it was because there are always external forces acting upon us on Earth. The class then discussed what surroundings would have to be like in order to truly see this theory in everyday life. The consensus was that you would have to be in a place with no gravity, no friction. They then decided that this place would be far away from all matter and be in a vacuum, which we concluded would be intergalactic space. We talked about what forces are. The class made a list of vocabulary of forces that we feel in our lives. Some of the things they come up with were gravity, wind, air pressure, pushes, pulls, centrifugal force. I then grouped the stated forces into two groups of pushes and pulls. Then I defined a force to be anything that changes a mass's motion. It could turn the mass to the left or to the right, move it up or down, maybe it slows it down or speeds it up. It could start a mass spinning or stop it from spinning. All these types of effects caused by forces are called accelerations, and we'll talk a little bit more about that at a future date. We then discussed the difference between speed and velocity. There are two different types of speed and velocity, instantaneous and average. We then used the term speed. When we use the term speed, we're talking about instantaneous speed. The same is true for velocity. Mathematically, we use the equation that distance equals rate times time, and from that we see that speed is equal to the distance divided by the time. Units for speed can be varied. Miles per hour, meters per second, kilometers per hour are all units for speed, and those are the ones we'll be using in class. For example, if your speed, the speed of your car tells you is actually the instantaneous speed. The velocity has similarities to speed and differs in important ways. Mathematically, velocity is equal to displacement divided by time, not distance. And we did a lab that showed that, and if you need to make that up, come in and schedule a time with me and you can do that. Essentially the difference is that the distance is path dependent, and displacement only cares about the starting point and the ending point. It doesn't care about how you got there. A good example of this difference is if I want to go to Denver, I will drive down I-15 to I-80 or I-70 and then across Utah into Colorado. If a bird wants to go to Denver, it just flies straight there over the mountains. The bird's path is displacement, and my path would be distance. And also velocity has a direction, often noted with a plus or minus sign, depending on how you've set up your positive and negative directions. And that's about as far as we got today. I'll see you all on Thursday.